Lab number 95. With this lab we're finishing our Advanced Messenger lab series, and now it's time to prepare a bit our application for release. So what we will be doing are not all steps recommended for a preparation, so those are the basics, the fastest one to get immediate results. So first of all, we will start with closing unnecessary things. So we won't need our application on mobile device in current version anymore. So what we will do is we will close that application and afterwards clear it from memory. And finally, we will also uninstall it totally, because we will afterwards distribute the newer version of that app using the mobile quality assurance. So this one can be simply uninstalled. So we also can close all tabs in our Visual Studio Code. We don't need those things anymore. What we will be doing here, we will just change a bit our Advanced Messenger application, just one line of code. And afterwards, we will prepare images, meaning icons, splash screen, and we will build a new app and sign that app. So we don't need our local mock server running anymore, so we can close that one. We don't need gulp running anymore, we can close that one also. And basically, let's start with modifying the client-side code. So by default, when we just started our Angular development, Angular Ionic 2 development, in our app.ts file, which performs the initial configuration and afterwards bootstrap of our mobile application, by default, the Angular and Ionic itself running in debug mode. So that gets your app much slower, but you have all the debug information and all that stuff that makes your development easier. So what we need to do here is to switch to production mode. The way how we're doing it is pretty simple. We just need to add the following settings. Production mode equal to true. So this line will perform the basic actions to make our app much faster and much better. It sounds pretty easy, but this is what needs to be done. Next thing that we will do, we will actually go to our dev workspaces, Advanced Messenger, then our client-side application, and then resources folder. And you may notice that down there right now we have icon and splash screen and two folders for iOS and Android. So what we will do, we will delete those and copy here icon and splash screen image from the resources, from the actual lab files for this lab. So link for those can be found in description, so just copy and paste them here. Afterwards, you can go to the client-side application, to Advanced Messenger, and from command line type Ionic resources. So Ionic resources commands will upload that icon and splash screen to Ionic servers. It will generate different splash screens and icons per different device sizes. We'll download everything right here, and afterwards you can push those to your application. So your application won't have default icon anymore. It will have a proper one with proper settings. So as you can see, it generates different images and so on. So the same step happening with the splash screen. So now when we have those generated, we can continue again with command line interface. And what we will need to do now is to type Ionic build and then Android and then -- release. So these commands will perform a build of our application with release settings, and we'll create unsigned application that we will need to sign afterwards. And of course, because we run that command using the Ionic wrapper, it will perform the gulp watch task firstly and apply all the changes that we made. And basically what we were interested in is this app.ts file, because there we added this production mode equal to true. And afterwards, we will have native project built with the release settings. So we will need to wait until that will finish, and after it will finish, we will be able to get our file inside dev workspaces, advanced messenger, then our client-side application, then platforms, Androids, and there will be a folder called build, and inside the build folder, in output folder, APK folder, we will have our Android release file created. It will be created in a few seconds, so let's wait until our build with release settings will finish. So this is that file that we are talking about, Android release. So what we will need to do now is we will need to sign that one. The way how we'll do it, we will use two things here. First, we will use key tool, and then we will use things from Android tools, from SDK to perform a sign of that. So first, with the key tool, we will create the new key store with the specific alias. You can copy command from description of this lab and just pass it here. I will provide the default password, WQ is uppercase, WQ is lowercase, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can provide whatever. Just make sure you will remember those. You can enter any username and last name. I will go with IBM for example. Organization unit will be the same, organization will be the same. City, I will go with Prague, and state will be also Prague. And then to letter code, I will go with mine, and afterwards you need to type yes, that information is the correct one, and it will afterwards ask you also for password for your key. So type WQ with lowercase, WQ with lowercase 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. And at the end, you will have the identity key store created in the same folder with the alias inside equal to IBM as the name and the password that you just specified. So now we can copy the second command and pass it here. So this is the jar signer that will perform signing using that identity key store that we just created of that release unsigned APK file. So you need to provide passphrase for the key store. And then all work will be done. And finally, last command. You can find it again in the description. And that one that we just typed, and it was really immediate action, was performing actually the signing itself. And at the end, it produced the file called AdvancedMessenger 001 APK in the same folder. So this is the file that we will gonna distribute. So for distribution, we will go to our Bluemix and open our quality assurance service. So distribution will be performed using quality assurance service as the last step in our lab series. So I will navigate to quality assurance. And from there to upload builds. So here I can upload the new file. As you remember, dev workspaces, advanced messenger, then platforms, Android, then build, output, APK, and advanced messenger 001. So this is the one that will get distributed. We will set this as current version. And finally, we will distribute that app. So I will use my email. If you have Android device, you can use your email to install it on real device. In my case, I will just use my email and will open my mailbox on emulator, so we'll see the installation process. So application was distributed. Now I can open the mailbox. So here I have mail appeared with install button somewhere there, so I just need to click that button, and afterwards I will get inside the web browser to the web page where I have this AdvancedMessenger application. I can click install right from there and download will start. So in case for iOS, it will also work because there is the valid HTTPS connection underneath with root CA certificate and so on. So installation can happen right from browser. And after download, you can just install that file in case of Android. So we are clicking install button and waiting for installation to finish. So now we have our application installed. We can simply open it. We see the splash screen was there. And we have our application starting. And we're still able to get the data. So basically that's it. On this step, we can close everything because we just finished our last lab in this lab series. And thank you for staying with us, and thank you for watching all that.